Today's episode brought to you in part by Skillshare.
Whew. 3 weeks. 3 very long weeks. And yes, I can hear all you guys' voices in my head. Where are you? What's going on? What's happened? Well, mostly, time has just been in very short supply because we've been wrapping things up here, getting ready to move on to next adventures, and of course that entails a lot. We have baby Richie in the factory now, new electrical system, new engine, new alternator. We've been testing all of this stuff extensively to make sure that it's up to our next travels. We've already logged over 100 hours on the new engine and alternator system, and so far everything's been working perfectly. So the boat is basically ready to go. But then of course, just as we were about ready to take off, Capitan had his own little misadventure. And I know you guys are thinking, what's this, a scene from Zombie Apocalypse, or what the hell happened? But let's just say we'll get into that a little bit later in the episode. For now, I've got one great piece of news to report, that we have finally received the most important document we've been waiting on before we can actually leave.
What do we got?
Finally arrived, Ricardo!
Uh-oh.
Finally arrived!
Even at 6 months old, you look like a criminal.
Mora, Alessio, Ricardo, Jonathan, Canadian, 21 November, San Andres Island, Colombia.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah,
You're a
okay.
legitimate human.
Hey, who is it? Who is it? Yeah.
Who's that?
It's
That's you, buddy.
Ricardo. Don't
That's
block
you.
it. Don't block it.
So as you can imagine, that is great news for us because that's one of the only things been holding us back. So now we're pretty much ready. The only thing we're waiting on is of course for me to get a little better because I messed up both my wrists, which of course makes it very hard to work with the boat. Makes it hard to pick up little Richie, makes it hard to edit, as you can imagine. So it's been a rough few weeks, I got to admit. But while we've been waiting, we've had a few fun things coming up also. One of them being a video contest started by one of my favorite companies, Mantis Marine. And they wanted everybody to produce videos showing their favorite product, what they liked about it, and why. And of course, I think you know what my favorite product was, but if you don't, here's the video with the biggest assistance by my good friend, Daniel Pera.
November 2020, and Sophisticated Lady was about to come head-to-head with back-to-back Category 5 hurricanes Eta and Iota. The wind is going to be coming from the west. We didn't have time to test it. Boiling water for so many days, and this is the first day it finally went calm. For 2 solid days we had boats dragging down on us from every direction, but with our Mantis configuration on the ground, we'd never dragged an inch.
Thank you so much to Danny for helping put that video together, and I'm very pleased to announce it won first place in the contest. So, without saying too much more, let's just say that there's going to be a really nice addition to our Pacific refit coming from Mantis Marine in the near future. Now, before we get into the rest of today's episode, I want to put out a big thank you to our newest sponsor, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video.
Skillshare is an online learning platform where you can choose from over 40,000 classes in just about any subject you can imagine. Just go to the search bar and type in photography, video editing, graphic design, animation, anything that possibly interests you, you can find it here. Even website development, which is what I targeted when I started using Skillshare, because hey, even our website needs updates on a regular basis, and every skill I learn is one less thing I have to pay somebody else to do. So if you're someone like me that's in a constant state of learning, just go to Skillshare.com and simply decide what new skill you'd like to learn today. And the first 1,000 of my viewers to sign up through my link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today.
And of course, I want to put out a huge thank you to all of our patrons who continue to help us focus on making this Pacific dream become a reality. It's just around the corner, guys, so thank you so much. And of course, we can't forget about our subscribers, our viewers, all of you who all make the difference. If you want to become one of our patrons and help us really keep the dream going, then we would love to hear from you over on our Patreon page. We'll put a link below. So with all that said, let's get started.
Hey boy, every time you look at me, I know you see my knees go weak, trying to keep it together.
Hey girl, I never ever thought we'd be, I never ever thought I'd see. Then I saw your smile. Oh, we can go across the oceans and see the world tonight. Oh, say hello to the mountains and watch the new sunrise. But no matter what the country, the city, the street, by land or by sea, together forever is my favorite place to be.
We are about to install the safety net because Ricardo's growing up a little fast, too fast.
He's moving a lot.
He's moving a lot, and I think maybe in 1 or 2 weeks he will crawl around and jump around, and so for that reason we installed the safety net, not only for Ricardo but for everyone on the boat, just a little bit more safety. So from the gate all around to the bow here to other gate over here is one net, and maybe the other one is from this point here around the boat, but not on the back, but just this side and the other side. But for now we install it from here all around to this side. We are done. Done for today. It's not completely finished, but we are happy with the result. At least still making some knots behind me for the end parts of the net, of the security net. And yeah, I will show you what we've done today. It's like a security net from here all the way to here, and on the other side from here all the way to the other gate. We left this part open and this part open. That's the next project, but not today. And we also installed some net at the doors, at the gates here and here. Perfect. I think Ricardo is not going anywhere and from now on.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Great job. Hey, where is Maisie?
Hello.
Say hi, Missy.
No,
Why? When they pull their hair, that means they like each other.
be nice.
Oh, good. The first kiss.
Thank you.
The The next day, I thought we'd get off for a quiet little excursion by ourselves for the Capitan's birthday, but as you'll see, Madalena had a different plan.
Okay, sound is there. You see
Hey
it there?
Richie, where we are? Where we are, Richie? We are in Aquarius. We are in Ice Cave this morning. Yeah, it's very early, and we decided, and it was a very nice idea, come here for our breakfast for celebrate.
Capitan's birthday.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. See.
Capitan, we have a thank you for your birthday.
From Mama and Richie.
For Mama and Richie for.
Oh. You gonna help me open it?
Yeah, you have one empty space in your desk wall.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, I think so.
Look at that, Richie. Who's that? Look at him laugh. It's me, it's me. Who's that? Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Mommy. Mwah. Oh!
And from us, also a little gift.
Why, thank you.
Welcome.
Another one, look. A blue one. I
It's
want.
more interesting.
I want.
No.
New swim shorts. Nice.
Yeah, turn it around.
Yeah, turn it around. Yeah,
Turn it
there
around.
was something.
Oh, what? Cool. Nice, thanks guys.
Welcome.
Oh, I didn't even have any of those made for myself. And
And one more.
chocolate. No.
No.
No, I never think it's chocolate. It's not
Engraved chocolate.
Oh,
I think you have to open because
Yeah, you can understand if you use so like this.
Oh, no way. Cool, and that'll fit my phone?
Yeah.
Yes, hopefully.
Hopefully.
we hope so.
Good, now I can finally tell mine from Maddie's.
That was the idea. Yeah. They knew you, so we showed them the logo, and then they say, "Oh, you
we
don't
already have
yeah,
that."
yeah, we already have that. You don't have to send us."
Perfect fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Fits perfectly. Yay!
Thank you guys.
Hey,
Welcome.
you're welcome.
Best crew ever. 2 thumbs up.
Now, I don't know how many of you might have an Italian chef or a wife that loves to cook fresh pasta from scratch, but let me tell you, it makes it very difficult for this Capitan to stay trim. Yum.
Special day for the Capitan.
That's the day. Thomas also here.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
Mommy, it's okay. Mommy, it's
here with Alisa in the kitchen. Hola. It's the captain's birthday today. What the captain don't know is that he has a little birthday present, second birthday present in the evening, because maybe invited a lot of friends, the neighbors, and we have a dinner tonight with shish kebab. A lot of shish kebab.
So yes, this evening turned into quite a special event that I don't think any of us will forget anytime soon, especially me. And not even 4 hours after he went home, Sir Danny comes through again with a beautiful video that captures all the essence of the evening. Danny, again, I can't thank you enough, and we all love you, brother. Thank you. Next on our list was to test these two bad boys, a couple of underwater scooters from Sub Blue. Insta360 just sent us some new cameras to test also, so thinking this is the perfect opportunity to test the cameras and the scooters, we custom mounted a 1x2 360 camera onto the front of the Sub Blue. Now we're gonna have some fun.
Alright, time for first test. Action Captain taking it for the first ride. Sub Blue underwater with the Insta360.
Got it?
Cool.
It's cool?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's got some power. I mean, that's just on the low speed setting, but it starts pulling you. I'm heavy, so it takes a little bit for it to get going, but then it goes. All you have to do is hold on to it and squeeze both of these at the same time.
Okay.
If you only do one or the other,
Doesn't work.
you have to do both.
Wow! This is low speed?
Yeah. Okay, just be careful it doesn't pull you under.
Wow!
It goes wherever you point it.
Woo!
Didn't take long after this that Brian and Alyssa started putting together a video to show our use of both products. So again, I want to put out a special thank you to Sub Blue and Insta360 for sending us all this gear to have so much fun with.
All right, time for first test.
One of the last projects that we really wanted to try and finish before we left Colombia was to complete our dining room table that we started over a year ago. But of course it's a solid teak top, and we wanted to make sure that it was well dried before we put the epoxy on. Plus, I wanted to convert it to 2 flush mount drop leaves, which meant that I had to chamfer the corners so they would collapse together. This one. This one needs to shave still down to the line that I drew there. And then we see if they match up. So today we take on this project with the hopes of finally laying it to rest and actually making it Ritchie proof too, because it still had a few sharp corners that we wanted to round out. Even the old school carpenter wants to do it the easy way. There's no easy way. With all the pieces finished and back in place, we applied 1 coat of a honey-colored stain that would just bring the wood down to almost the same color as the interior of the rest of the boat. Then we applied a polyurethane varnish on the bottom of the table and 3 layers of a 2-part epoxy on top, which we also used to seal in a full-size SSL logo. And it turned out beautiful. And as you can see, the leaves fold down perfectly now, and with the chamfered edges, they collapse just the way I wanted them in the corners. Perfect. As most of you know, one of my favorite activities is just to go out for a ride around the island. So today, I'm out with my buddy Thomas to give him a little tour and stop at a few of my favorite places along the way. Everything was great until we went up on the hill to visit one of my good friends for probably the last time before we leave the island, and then coming back down the hill.
What happened?
Ouch. I don't know, it's coming down the road. But this split in the road, the tire went over that split and it just started to spin and it went sideways, the front tire. So the front tire just went out from underneath me and the whole bike collapsed. Whew, I remember my face just slamming into the road. Whew.
You have a big thing in your head.
And so this is the road and this is the split. And you can see this split. Yeah. Oh, that's what my front tire hit.
It's crazy. Incoming.
And yeah, my front tire hit it just as I was coming out of the corner. And it went low on this side and the tire just spun out around the side. Everything was perfect until I hit that split. Yeah, that split's what fucked me up. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, it's okay, gracias guys. Sometimes you just gotta laugh. Pays to have a first-class paramedic on hand.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, you're from...
I think it's worse than it looks, but yeah, I was very lucky, I know that. Fuck. When I felt my head hit the pavement, I thought, oh, I'm fucked. They're gonna pick me up in a stretcher.
But
That's what went through my mind at that exact moment. And 3 seconds later, I'm standing up and going, okay, I'm moving.
but it's amazing what some alcohol and ice can do.
Yeah, it's all sterilized now. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep the swelling down a little bit. That's a big goose egg, right?
Yeah, it's really big.
Oh, it's starting to cloud my vision.
Wow. It's like, it's almost the size of Canada.
That's pretty big.
Oh yeah, it is.
Wow. What the fuck? So the next few days offered quite a progression of scary captain pictures as I seemed to be trying out for a zombie apocalypse movie or something, but all I can say is I consider myself very lucky that it wasn't worse than it was. I remember just getting tossed off the side of the bike and the first thing touching the ground was my face just sliding sideways on the concrete. Somehow I spun around and stopped and no damage on my shoulders, elbows, nothing, just one knee, my wrists, and across my face. But thankfully, I gotta put out a big shout out to Maui Gyms because their lenses did exactly what they were supposed to. They shattered on impact when my face hit, but they never splintered or broke, and I really think I have them to thank for the fact that I didn't lose an eye. Of course, the day after, even little Richie was mocking me. Can you see the resemblance? Cheeky little bugger.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao, everybody.
Ciao.
So, ironically, this was our last night before I had my little accident, and we were going out for a very special dinner. So, lucky for me, it was the night before, or I would have messed up a lot of pictures.
You look good.
Thank you.
Back soon, Tiki.
Back soon, Tiki.
Enjoy. Yeah.
Okay guys, we made it, so thank you for the ride, for Brian and Alyssa. Thank you guys for looking after Richie for us. We really appreciate it, because this is our last night out to come out for a nice dinner at La Regatta. The plan this time is to go through Panama, through the canal, and get into the Pacific, so I think this might be the last time, so we're happy to be here. So thank you very much also to Gio Basmagi for helping us get the seats here tonight. Got our favorite table right where we usually are, so thank you everybody. Tuning out now. Ciao.